Let's begin.
Hey there, scary story fanatics. Welcome back to Cleaving Thought from Bone. Your host, Sociopathic. Tonight, we take a trip into the deranged, and if we survive, we might even learn a thing or two. Get settled in and open your minds to the terror that Del Gibson has delivered to us all. A night of madness.
A group of 5 teenagers and 2 adults have been trekking through an eerily thick forest for 5 grueling hours. Their destination, Sunnyvale Camping Grounds. Sunrays peek in through gaps through the mammoth trees, cloaking the land in an ominous dark shadow. Greg is a new instructor to the group. He'll be taking over for Carol when she retires after this. Her last trek taking kids into the bush to teach them confidence and survival skills. Her body is weary. Bones ache. 25 years of doing this is taking its toll. Her mind is on a cruise ship in the Caribbean. They've prepared to lose cell phone signal the deeper into the woods they travel, so Carol is entrusting Greg to navigate the map. The trail inclines as they near the ridge, which Greg believes will take them directly to the camping grounds. However, at the top, he shouts for Carol to join him. The campground is not at the bottom of the gully. Only more hills raise their heads into the pale blue sky. "What's up?" Carol pauses, purses her lips, looking around, shaking her head. "Where's the compass?" she asks, holding out her hand. "I thought you had it," Greg responds, perplexed. The teens sit around the rocks, munching on energy bars, while the facilitators appraise the map intently. Carol decides that they need to forge ahead. If they keep on this path, they should intercept another trail to the campgrounds. She'd been so busy inside her head, planning and daydreaming, she'd become complacent. They walk on, the kids chattering amongst themselves, Carol downtrodden, and Greg disheartened for not paying closer consideration to their location. He can't fathom how he managed to get them lost. When they reach the point they should be crossing with the other trail, Carol is appalled to see that it no longer exists. It's all gorse and dense, impenetrable brush. Fury grabs her in a panic. She snatches the map from Greg, accidentally ripping it in half. Everyone pauses. The teens look on, engrossed by the adults' hostility. Carol stomps off to calm herself. The sun is kissing the horizon, and the sky blanketed in purples, pinks, and golds by the time she returns. "I've found somewhere we can camp for the night, but we need to leave now. It's going to take us a while to get there, and it's starting to rain." Black storm clouds amass above them as they traverse the rough terrain. Rain falls like little pebbles, hard, cold, and annoying. When finally they enter the clearing Carol's found, the temperature suddenly plummets, making them shiver. The sun deserted this area hours ago. Darkness is creeping in. Charlotte and Damien are directed to gather firewood as the camp is up against a rock face. The fire should be able to withstand the deteriorating weather. The rest of the group erect 4 of the pop-up tents, while Carol, deciding it will save time and resources if they doubled up. Greg lights a fire, bathing them in some warmth. Later that night, Matt and Andy are sharing a tent. The incessant drip, drip, drip of the rain stealing any chance of sleep. Darkness smothers them. A cold chill nestles into their bones, and although they are snuggled tight within their sleeping bags, warmth is a distant memory. A brutally loud, crunching sound outside snaps them awake. In the distance, they hear a chilling scream. Matt hopes it's just foxes. They sound like screaming children. Both reach for their flashlights, gripped in terror, a light illuminating them in a ghoulish way. The tent shakes on all sides, nearly buckling in the middle. "Cut it out, you guys!" Matt yells, thinking it's the others playing a prank. As lightning strikes burst like fireworks in the sky, Andy pokes his head out through the zipper when he sees that all of the other tents have disappeared. He's mortified. Thunder roars above them as they clamber out of the tent. Bewildered and scared, they run around trying to find everyone. Nothing makes sense. Where did they go? The horrendous snapping sound of branches. Something big is moving, coming closer. They try to run but are knocked down by giant boulders, smashing through the trees. Both are pummeled into a ghastly mash of human soup. More boulders burying them, both for good. Meanwhile, in another tent, Damien is sleeping. Greg yawns and stretches and is about to roll over into a more comfortable position when he hears a loud crashing sound that makes him jump. Did you hear something?" he asks Damien, but receives nothing but soft snores. Greg can't sleep. His bladder needs relieving, so he puts on his boots, climbs out of his tent, closes the zipper, and roams over to the nearest tree. He's doing his thing when suddenly he's startled by a bright light flashing through the forest. When he finishes, he decides to investigate. Perhaps one of the kids out there is lost. Greg forgot his torch. The light keeps moving, and Greg follows. Unaware of his surroundings, he drops through an old abandoned mine shaft that shut down over 100 years ago. And as he falls into the abyss, his body turns and twists. A pitiful scream escapes his mouth. Greg smashes headfirst onto the ground, 40 meters down. Damien has waited long enough. He was terrified when he woke to find himself alone. His flashlight emits a weak, pale yellow glow, and he has to hit it a couple of times to get it to work properly. He's blasted by cold sleet when he opens the zipper. "Greg? Are you out there?" he calls. The wind whips away his words. He crawls out into the night. The ground is drenched, sloshing through mud and bare feet. With his flashlight spreading over the campsite, he's devastated to find that all of the tents are gone. Damien is abruptly and viciously lifted off the ground, upside down into a tree, dragged right to the very top. Cold, wet wings wrap themselves around him. When knife-sharp claws release him, his neck snaps when ground meets body. A bloody, crumpled mess at the bottom of an ancient tree. Charlotte and Serena are restlessly sleeping when Carol bursts into the tent, frightening them both awake. "Get up! We need to go!" she yells. as she pulls at their sleeping bags to get them up and out. Why? What's wrong? Charlotte is scared, seeing the horror in Carol's eyes. They hear it through the storm. Something is splitting the forest apart. The trees shake and bend in ludicrous ways. Carol hastily scans the campsite, waiting for the girls, who emerge hesitantly from their tent. They're nearly out and free when a huge tree falls right across them, smashing the girls into a pulpy glop of bones and bloody matter. Throws up, expunging herself from the horrendous sight. The girls can't be saved, so she runs for her life. Moments before her flashlight dies for good, she spots an entrance to a cave and makes her way inside. Huddled behind a rock, close to the entrance, she can see something black, red, and huge, cast in different lightning strikes, drawing closer. Seconds later, a rod of lightning hits a tree just outside the doorway. It exposes something truly atrocious. She can't find her voice to scream. It's a ginormous black creature, standing at least 10 feet tall, with red, glowing eyes. It wrenches her off the ground by her hair. Its face is monstrous, disfigured, and the putrid and vile stench coming from its mouth makes her vomit. Sharp, vicious claws dig into her flesh before it dumps her onto the ground, knocking her out when her head greets rock. Carol wakes on cold, hard dirt as the sun peeks in, dispersing some of the shadows. She departs the relative safety of the cave, aimlessly walking, despondent and concussed. She has no idea where she's going and can't remember where she's been. The knock to her head has erased some of her memory. She can't make sense of what happened. Eventually, she stumbles onto tarmac as the sky turns to night. Trudging along the lone, wet, slippery road, all she wants to do is sleep or die. Worn, battered, and bloodied, she reaches a police station. After she's purged herself of what little information she can give, the detective inhales a deep breath, ending in a long, trembling sigh. As a doctor tends to her wounds, the detective tells Carol something she can't comprehend. He places a manila folder on the table. It's dusty and worn. On the front, it says, "Missing, 2010. She opens it, and all of their names and photographs are inside. When Carol walks into the police station, it's the year 2022. She's horrified to learn that she'd been roaming in the forest for 12 whole years.
Well, sometimes we go a little crazy, and sometimes the crazy goes after you. It's best to decide what side of the fence you're on, and quickly, before it's too late. But it'll never be too late for you to return next weekend. And until then, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications so I can catch you all again next Saturday.
Social media can be very unpredictable, especially regarding horror content. If this content gets removed, all new content will be simultaneously presented on various websites provided in the description to this video. Make sure to follow me in other digital spaces so that you never miss out on the terror. Also, if you like this video, make sure to leave a comment and hit the like button. It helps the channel a lot. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy what's here, consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss an upload. Writing is a dream of mine, and it's all of you that make that dream come true.